Okay, once again, you've got a great idea and you're trying to get into the companies and you're not quite sure why they're not talking to you. Maybe they're ghosting you. Find out why. All right, Stephen Key here. Guess what? I've got Dana Knowles. She's the queen of Gateway. What's your title over at
I
Gateway?
don't know, but I'm gonna get it one of these days. I'm gonna be on his video with a tiara. It's the
I,
queen. No, I am the director of Inventor Relations at InventRight, but I am the manager of the Gateway team, which we call the Gators.
okay, Dana, at the very beginning, when I mentioned to you we wanted to, I don't think it was my idea. I think it was your idea. So it wasn't my idea about Gateway. I think it was you and
No,
Sylvia's idea
it was
about, hey,
yeah,
we
it was
need to,
Sylvia and mine. Yeah,
yeah, you said, look, we need to do something different for people, and that it's getting
hmm
harder for people to get to companies. But also, you said that's what people want.
yeah.
They want us to do the heavy lifting because they trust us. So, Dana, why did companies love Gateway so much? Because I know why people like it. I mean, I've got this great product idea. I want to get into companies, and for some reason, I cannot get to them. They're ghosting me. For some reason, they don't want to talk to me, or maybe they talk to me for a minute, but then I don't hear anything back. So I know why they want it, right? They want to get their product in front of companies for a licensing deal. But why do companies like it so much?
Companies like it because when companies have to innovate. I will say that forever. Companies have to innovate. They have to constantly bring new products on the market. They constantly want to go to trade shows and show those buyers, look, this is new, this is different, this is unique. That's a given. We know that. But
Okay.
companies do not want to work with inventors that don't know the ropes, that aren't
Okay.
professional in that industry, don't know the language, don't know the lingo. And that's why, from the very beginning, when we reach out to companies, and I think we're going to talk about that at one of our Playbook Live sessions, what do we say? The very first thing we say, and because the Gators over here have been doing this for so long, we know exactly what to say to that company to get their attention. This is, hey, this is not your average inventor. This is a professional. They
Oh,
know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. They know what they're saying. I want to engage with that person.
okay. Well, you know what's really interesting? That's what we've been teaching at InventRight for 25 years is how to for people to become professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do reach out to a company, they want to bring you in. They
Mm-hmm.
trust you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what we've been teaching. But we realized even though we've been teaching it, most of these companies really, like you said, they want a pro. They don't want an amateur. They don't want somebody sent for the
Right.
first time. Yes, they want
Right.
new ideas,
Right.
but they want you to be a little bit further along, right? And that's frustrating for a lot of people because you have to start somewhere. So we basically, in a big picture, we save on time and money. I mean, is that really what it is? We vet it.
Absolutely, absolutely. What I love, and it's just happened today. I'm in a pet company. It's a huge pet. I work in pets. If a pet product comes into Gateway, it's coming to Dana. I'm
Okay.
because I have all these connections in the pet industry, and I'm talking to the CEO of this big pet company. And the initial conversation, the initial introduction was a little bit longer. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is my goal.
Okay.
Are you open to looking at new innovation? Email come back, yes, absolutely, we're open. Okay, great. This is what our clients are looking for. I'm going to shoot you over some sell sheets. I can send him over now. All you have to do, this is great. Once we're in an industry and we have a really, really strong relationship with those people in those companies, all I'm doing is saying, here's another product. Let me know what you think. Because our sell sheet and our marketing material for our gateway clients, which we make, is so spot on and so polished that all they have to do is look at the sell sheet and they are going or watch the little demo video and they are going to get it quickly. And that's what companies love. I'm just sending over a sell sheet. This is what you're going to get from me from now on. You're not going to get a bunch of words. You're not going to get a bunch of paragraphs. You're not going to get a bunch of this. I don't have to explain myself. This guy and this is common. It's not just this company.
Yeah.
It's hundreds of companies that we Chad, Brad, myself, Claudia, and we have another Gator coming on soon, and I'm sure we'll probably have him on at some point. That they just know when they see my email come through, they know they're going to get a sell sheet and they can just look at it. And the other thing that they know, super important, people, super important. that when they come back, two things are going to happen. They're either going to ask a couple questions, and I'm going to answer those questions with a yes or no or a brief sentence. And that shows them that I respect their time,
Okay.
and I'm getting to the point. There's no more fluff in there. The other thing that's going to come back is they're going to say, and many times, and you see the emails come through, and we post them on our social media, about the companies constantly say many times, this isn't a right fit because of this reason, but please please continue to send us more, or looking forward to seeing more of your products.
Okay.
And my response is, thank you so much, have a great day. Or
Well,
thank you so much for the quick response.
well,
Something short and sweet, so they know that now next time they see the email come through from Dana, Chad, Brad, whoever, they can open it up, they can quickly assess it, they can say, ask questions, or they can say no, and we're going to move it forward, or we're going to just hold back until we have the next product.
well, you know what's really interesting about that, Dana, and a lot of people don't realize that when you're starting out, you probably have a lot of questions. And when you ask them questions, that costs them money.
Yeah.
They don't
Companies
understand.
don't want to teach. They're not in the business of teaching inventors how to do this, how this all works. Or when we had it happen the one time, this was a while ago. This was before it was one of our students. It wasn't a Gateway client. I don't even think we were doing Gateway, but this is just an interesting story. The gal, she was a student of ours, and she hit me up on LinkedIn, and she said, I pitched my product to this company and they responded to this. And I think I really made a mistake because I responded badly. I accused them of stealing my idea. And so a company can come back and say something like, I think it went something like, okay, I'm going to show this around. And she thought around meant around. And it was like, no, he was just going to show it to his team. And this is why it's so important that we understand when they respond to us what they really mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really about time and money, and they know they're going to see a product that has been vetted. They're going to see a product that's probably a really good fit. So at the end of the day, their chances have increased to see better products for them.
Yeah.
And that's why they love Gateway so much. So you guys, Stephen Key here with Dana Knowles, all about Gateway, getting your product in front of the right companies with the right marketing material to get a yes or a no. Dana, thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit more about Gateway.
I get so excited. I talk so fast. I just get going on 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And wait a minute, one last thing. You mentioned your specialty is pets. What is Chad's specialty?
Tools.
Now, why do you have specialties? Why? I mean, is it a category you just like?
I probably a year and a half ago, I probably wouldn't have liked pets, but then I got a dog.
Okay.
I got a dog, and so now I love researching the pet industry for things that I can buy for my dog or use for my dog, or just really cool. Chad, the reason he's in tools is because he was in construction forever.
All right.
Building and construction. Okay. Brad is more in tools. Brad is more, in games.
Okay.
And then Claudia is more, and we get a lot of products like that are maybe, I'm going to say, kind of in the jewelry industry or the women's industry or the houseware.
Well, how many categories do we have companies in if you have 900?
Probably, well, there's like the parent companies, and then there's all these subcategories. So I would probably say, I think there's maybe 30 different industries.
Okay, that's a lot.
I took on medical.
Okay.
Which is a new industry for us, but we've been really successful in getting into companies with some medical products. And that's something too that I think, and I don't know if I can go on. I don't know. Are we done? Can I go on a little bit?
Go on.
Go on. Okay. So yeah. When a product comes to us and we review it on our application process, there's an application process, and we review it. Sometimes there's a category that we're not in yet.
Okay.
But it gives us an opportunity to get into that category if the product has merit.
Okay.
Like in the medical industry, patents are really important, great prototypes, good demos, demo videos. And so medical is one that we just started not dabbling in, but dove into, I guess. And when we get into, this is something people don't understand. When we get into a new company, like I've never invented in the medical industry.
Okay.
So I really have to research, read articles, listen to, interviews with people who are in the medical industry, so I can start to understand that language that
Okay.
they use, because I want to repeat that language in my pitch and in my conversation.
Got it.
And that's where a lot of the work comes in, and that's where a lot of time consuming. But even if somebody had a pet product, it's not, I'm in pets, but there's pets here, but then there's pet bowls and pet leashes and pet toys and plush toys and rubber toys and hard toys and outdoor toys and training tools. And I mean,
Okay.
it's a maze, but it's
It is.
a
I don't
challenge,
think
and I
people
love it.
realize within a category, there's all these subcategories.
Oh, hundreds of subcategories,
And if you
hundreds.
don't, I mean, it might say, hey, here's a pet company, but they stay in
Yeah,
certain categories. So you have to be very careful. If not,
yeah.
you're sending the wrong product to the wrong company, and right away they don't like. They know that you haven't done your homework, and they're like, okay,
Mhm.
and that's
Well,
what they like so much.
something else that's interesting that has happened is we'll reach out to a company, have a good connection. They're looking at the sell sheets and they're responding to us back and forth. And then we maybe heard from somebody else that they're not open. Well, that's because they're not open to you, but they're open to us.
Well, well,
Because they don't
yeah,
want to deal with the average inventor.
yeah.
They, they want to
What's
deal with someone
frustrating?
professional.
You guys, if you have a product idea and you want to get it to the right company, and for some reason it's just not working,
Yeah.
and maybe you're not quite sure if it's you, if you're doing something wrong, maybe your outreach, maybe your script, maybe your marketing material, but for some reason it's not working. And even if you're worried, even if you got in, you're worried that you might not be able to navigate it. So they're willing to bring you in. Please contact us at Gateway. Talk to Dana, see if it's a good fit, fill out an application. We look at applications every Thursday. You have to fill one out. We don't take everything. We got to make sure it hits a certain criteria for us because we know what the companies are looking for to get that yes or no very quickly. So anyway, Stephen Key, Dana Knowles, give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out.